Hello everyone and welcome back to the First Fleet Satsu channel. Today we're going to talk about the video that I released recently talking about difficulty in Monster Hunter Wilds, and you guys gave some very interesting feedback. I definitely went through and read all of the comments. Some people had some valid points, some people didn't, but we had a discourse going. It was really nice. I got to hear opinions from people from, all kinds of different Monster Hunters who started at all different points, and hearing those different perspectives was pretty good. I like having conversations about games that I enjoy to play, and even if I disagree with them, it doesn't matter. People are conversing and passionate and talking about the game that I've loved all this time. I'm here for it, 100%. Disagreements are gonna happen because we're all different people. That's totally fine. Nobody was really rude or disrespectful. There's a few comments that were a little more aggressive than others, but for the most part, it kind of was what it was. People were very passionate about this game. I completely understand that. But I wanted to kind of highlight and just kind of lay out my line of thinking a little bit when making this decision or coming to this conclusion about the difficulty in the game and the reason why my stance is what it is. So when thinking about the longevity of the game, when thinking about Monster Hunter as a franchise and it continuing to exist for the future, as far as game development is concerned, when you have a situation where there's one player, where you have two players, one is a veteran who's played the game for a long time, one who is a would-be Monster Hunter fan who has never really played Monster Hunter and wants to get into it. And you think about, okay, we have done all the data, we've got all the metrics to figure out what it is that is pushing people away from our game, and we want to bring these people in. So what can we do? We can change the entire system to benefit we could change the entire system to benefit the newbies and the people who've never played before, the quote-unquote modern audience, and completely alter the game to cater specifically to them. We could say, screw them, we're not going to add anything, we're going to keep the game the same. In fact, we're going to just make it more difficult to cater to the people who are already here, or we're going to add an optional feature that the new people can use if they want to, that will help them in the Monster Hunter game, and basically leave the experience the same for everybody else. For the people who don't want to use this feature, people who maybe don't want to use it can still have the same experience that they want. I'm always going to go for the adding options for new players that are optional that not everybody else has to use, because it just makes more sense to me. Because you've gotten, instead of saying forget this player or forget that player, you're saying, okay, we're going to keep the core system the same for everybody else, and we're going to add these new features that can be used to make things easier. And that way the veteran can play how they want to play. They don't have to use this new thing, and they're not going to really miss out on anything. And now this new person has a feature that they can use that brings them into the fold, and they can, feel a little more welcome. That's always going to be the option that I go for. And I feel like a lot of these accessibility things that people are talking about, a lot of the new things that they added to the game, I don't feel like really any of them are absolutely necessary for you to use or take advantage of in order for you to have a Monster Hunter experience. And the reason that I say that is because all of the other Monster Hunter games didn't have these things. So it's like, you can do without it if you really wanted to, and if you hate it so much, then just don't use it. But I know that it's not that simple. And even if in my mind I'm thinking like, okay, this new focus mode thing is a little OP, I think that it takes away a bit of the challenge and makes it too easy for you to land hits. My brain says, okay, then I'm just not going to use focus mode. I'm just not going to use it, and that's it. That the whole situation has been solved, problem solved, end of conversation. There's nothing else I really need to think about or talk about. It's just like, okay, well, that feature wasn't made for me. I don't want the game to be easier. I won't use it. But for some people, like, it's, I don't know why, but it's really not that simple for them, because it's a feature that's added to the game. They feel like I should be able to use it, and I shouldn't have to feel like the game is easier because of it. And I don't really know how to navigate that, to be honest. This was also another situation that came when it was was coming to adding easy mode to the conversation to adding an easy mode to Dark Souls. In my brain, like in my head, I was thinking like, okay, let's say they did add an easy mode to Dark Souls. If you can go in and play Dark Souls, pick normal mode and just play it how it's intended, how it's always been presented, and just have the same experience that you would have had any other time, right? And you play the game and it's totally fine. Them adding an easy mode changes literally nothing for you. The only thing that it does is it opens up an opportunity for new players to be able to enjoy the game. And it literally doesn't affect you at all in any way, shape, or form. So I'm like, oh, well, sure. Like, I don't really see the harm in it. Like, why not? But that's, that's where my brain goes immediately. I know everybody else isn't like that. There's a lot of people who are elitists, and they kind of covet the games that they play, and they're just like, this is my turf, my game. It's supposed to be like this, and everybody who doesn't want it to be exactly this way, you don't deserve to play my game. I've never really been that way. And I'm not accusing everybody who doesn't want or who wants a challenge in the game of being that. I'm just saying I know that these people exist. I don't really understand them, but I know that they exist. And sometimes I automatically equate people who are complaining, or I kind of conflate the two and say that these two are the same groups of people. Just forget them. They're just elitists. Just ignore them. But that's not the case. Like, a lot of people really feel like that the Monster Hunter experience is being diminished with all of this stuff that they're adding to the game. It's being made easier, and it's kind of pushing them away from the game. And I totally get that. I understand that sentiment, and I want people to understand that I'm not completely immune to the to acknowledging the fact that this can be a problem for some people. But generally, I just don't feel like the envelope has been pushed that far. Like, I feel like from me playing the game, I have gone entire hunts without turning on focus mode. Like the whole hunt and not turning on focus mode a single time. Just, I saw the scar, because you can still see the scar kind of on the monster or whatever when you don't have focus mode on. So I'll just go after the scar and stuff like that. Like, I've completely forgotten that it was a thing, and it didn't change anything. Like, the hunt didn't go any faster or any slower. It didn't change anything. I just didn't do it because I either forgot or just didn't do it. Now, for the bow and, like, I guess some of the guns and stuff, you don't really have that luxury, because if you want to ADS with the bow, it automatically puts you in the focus mode. So you kind of really can't avoid it on that front. And also, there are some moves that you literally can't do unless you're in focus mode. So once again, we find ourselves in a situation where it's not really that simple. It's not so simple to just be like, oh, well, just don't do this or just don't do that. And, so the point that I'm trying to make is, I guess I can see where people are coming from. I don't think that you guys are totally in the wrong. Some people made some very good points and pointed out some very specific things in the game that they think diminishes the experience by being added alone. But I still can't help but like have that mindset, because I'm thinking about the longevity of the game, and I can't really get upset at them adding features that make the game easier to get into for more people, because that just means the game is going to be around that much longer. Now, eventually we may get to a point to where even I feel like, okay, we've gotten to a point to where this game is just way too easy. They're adding too much stuff or whatever. Who knows? That could definitely happen. I haven't gotten to that point yet, honestly. I don't feel like the stuff that they've added to this game makes it so unbelievably easy that it's unplayable. I still love Monster Hunter just as much as I did before. But, like I said, I do get it. Some people, it's either gotten to that point or it's getting to that point, and some people are rightfully concerned. I see you. I hear your criticisms, and I do understand where a lot of you guys are coming from. But at the end of the day, I'm still kind of in that mindset where I don't think it's as bad as everybody's saying it is, and that's fine. You guys are entitled to feel the way you feel. I'm entitled to feel the way I feel. We're all hunters at the end of the day, like I said. But I just wanted to kind of paint a picture and just tell everybody, or explain to people the best way I can to understand like where my mindset is with this, and how I kind of feel about it, how I came to the conclusion that I came to. It's up to you guys whether or not you want to well, it's up to you guys, whatever you want to do with that information. Honestly, it is what it is. But I know that Monster Hunter Wilds comes out in less than 24 hours, and I am just as happy as I've ever been when any new Monster Hunter drops. Like, I'm always just pumped to play them regardless, and it's been the same for 20 years straight, and hopefully it continues to be that way for me. So I do feel sad for the people who feel like, I guess, Monster Hunter is kind of leaving them behind or abandoning them when they really want to have like a really difficult experience. So to sum everything up, all I can really say is that almost everybody who talked about the game being too easy talked about the initial low rank hunts. They talked about the initial storyline leading up to high rank. And to be honest, I'm not all that concerned about that being easy. That is pretty much the time you spend the shortest amount of time in. You amass the least amount of resources. Like, you just don't spend a lot of time in low rank. You're trying to get through low rank in order to get to high rank. So if we get to the point to where high rank is like super easy, and people are saying that they're cakewalking high rank and they're not carding, and there's no need to like grind for armor and stuff like that, my opinion will change pretty quickly, you know, because that's the part that's supposed to be difficult. That's the part that's actually supposed to be a challenge. So if the tempered monsters and stuff are nothing and they're easy and all that stuff, we get to high rank and everything is on easy mode still, then yeah, you guys, I'll probably be on your side and I'll be saying the same thing, that the game has gotten too easy. But until then, I don't think I'll ever complain about low rank being a cakewalk. Like, I don't ever think that would ever be a problem for me. As long as the end game is satisfying and the actual stuff that we're going to be spending the most time doing provides a challenge and is fun, I don't care. I personally don't care about the low rank stuff. Like I said, it's just orientation to me. Getting into the swing of things, learning all the new mechanics for the new Monster Hunter game, and just getting back into the saddle, you know, really. So maybe I'm just a fanboy on Copium. That's fine. I'm totally fine with that label. You're 100% entitled to think that. I will wear that title. That's totally fine. But at the end of the day, I'm still going to play this Monster Hunter. I'm going to enjoy it like I have every other one. And hopefully you can too. I do hope that the end game provides you with the challenge that you guys are looking for. And if not, that's really unfortunate. But vote with your wallet. If you feel like it's getting to that point to where it's too bad and it's getting too easy and they're not respecting you as a player, then vote with your wallet, man. Don't buy it. The next time a Monster Hunter game comes out, then, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. But otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoyed reading all of your comments, and I look forward to reading your comments on this one. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I'll see you guys on the hunt.